Hello, welcome back from spring break. Today we're going to start a unit called Dimensional Analysis, or the MOLE. Um, so we're going to start with some pretty basic stuff that you may encounter in your everyday life, and then we're going to relate it to chemistry. So starting with dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis is a method used to convert units. It uses conversion factors that we are going to turn into fractions. Examples might be 60 minutes equals 1 hour, 24 hours in 1 day, 100 centimeters in a meter, 12 inches in a foot, 16 ounces to a pound. There is a conversion sheet attached to this assignment. It is pretty important for you to use during dimensional analysis so that you can reference those common measurements or how to get from one place to another. You'll always be able to use that conversion sheet for a quiz, so make sure you keep track of it. If you are remote and you need a copy, please email me or hang me out and I will be able to get you one. So our base units, we have mass, grams, liters, and meters. Those are important for metric measurement. Here are the steps we're going to take for dimensional analysis. We write the K, which is known, and then the U, which is what we are trying to find, or the unknown. We're going to write out the plan, write the units that we are converting from and to, and the conversion factors, and then write our known over 1, multiply by a fraction, and the known units go in the denominator, and the unknown or new units go in the numerator. Let's show you some examples. So here's our first example. We have how many centimeters are in 2.7 meters. So my known is 2.7 meters. My unknown, how many centimeters? For my plan, I'm going to look at my conversion sheet and I'm going to start with what I do know, meters. Well, there are all these things that say equal 1 meter, okay? So from 1 meter, I need to go to centimeters. That is the second line down here. So I have 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Now I'm going to write out my problem. I'm going to start with my known, 2.7 meters, and put it as a fraction over 1. I am then going to multiply by my conversion factor. The conversion factor is just this ratio made into a fraction. So we have meters on top here. We want those to cancel out. So we're going to put our meters on bottom over here. The number that goes with meters is 1. On top, we have the other side of the equation, so 100 centimeters. My unknown should match my last thing. My known should match my first thing. I'm going to go ahead and either do that in my head or put it into a calculator. 2.7 times 100 is 270. The unit, the meters cancels out because there's one on top and one on bottom. So we're left with centimeters. When we find our answer, you need to box it in or circle it. It needs to be quite apparent that that is your answer. And yes, you are going to have to actually write all of these out. It is extremely difficult to do these online. Okay. Our next example is 54.7 inches and equals question mark feet. So what I know is that I'm going to start with 54.7 inches. What I do not know, or my unknown, is the number of feet. My plan is to go from inches to feet. So I have 12 inches equals 1 foot. Okay, so I'm going to start with my known, 54.7 inches. Put that over 1. Going to multiply by my conversion factor. Inches is on top here, so my number with the inches goes on the bottom. 12 inches. On top, the other side of the fraction, 1 foot. I'm starting with my known, I'm ending with my unknown. So when it's on bottom like that, you're actually going to divide. So we're going to go ahead and take our calculator and put in 54.7 and divide it by 12. We are going to get 4.5583 repeating. Now this goes back to significant figures, but there are 3 digits here, 2 digits here. I'm just going to always say, give me 2 decimal places. So this is going to be 4.56, and then my unit is feet. Again, that's a 5, 4.56. Okay. For our next example, we have a 2-step example. We have a 2-step example. So again, I'm going to start the same way. What I know, 45,000 milligrams. I am going, or what I unknown is kilograms. Question mark kg. Now my plan. You'll notice down here, when I look at milli is right here. So I can go from milli to meters, but I cannot ever go from milli to kilo. So I have to go from milli to meters. Then I'm going to go from meters to kilo. Okay. So I'm going to write that plan. I'm going to go from 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram. Then I'm going to go from grams. So I'm going to start over here. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Now I'm going to start writing my dimensional analysis. I'm going to start with what I know, 45,000 milligrams. I'm going to put that over 1 times. I have milligrams here, so I know I want milligrams on the bottom so that they cancel out. The number with my milligrams is 1,000. On top goes the equal. It equals 1 gram. I'm not done yet because I'm not at my kilograms. So I'm going to multiply again. Grams were on top here. So grams go on bottom here. 1,000 is the number that's with grams, equals 1 kilogram. Then I'm going to enter it into my calculator. 45,000 divided by 1,000 divided by 1,000 again. When you do that, you should end up with 0.045. Then I'm going to figure out my unit. My milligrams canceled out. My grams canceled out. So I'm left with kilograms. The answer is 0.045 kilograms. Our last two-step example, we're going from tons to bushels of wheat. So I have my known is 2 tons. My unknown is question mark bushels of wheat. How do I get there? So I'm looking here on my sheet. I see tons there. That's the only, well, I see a metric ton, but that's not the same. So I see tons here, so I'm going to write that one. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. Now I'm still not at bushels, so I need to find pounds to hopefully bushels of wheat, which is right here. So now I'm going to write 60 pounds equals 1 bushel of wheat. I'm going to go ahead and map it out. Start with what I know. 2 tons. Put it over 1. I'm going to multiply it by my first conversion factor that we picked out. Tons go on bottom, so I get 1 ton on bottom. On the top, I have 2,000 pounds. I'm still not at bushels of wheat, so I'm going to use my next conversion factor. Pounds is on top here. I want those to cancel out, so I'm going to put pounds on bottom. And it's 60 pounds equals 1 bushel of wheat. Okay. I'm going to use my calculator. Now that one is interesting because we have 2 things on top and then 1 number on bottom. I'm going to start with my 2 tons. I'm going to multiply by 2,000. And then I'm going to hit equal and I'm going to divide by 60. My answer, again, I only want 2 decimals, should be 66.67 bushels of wheat. Don't forget to box that in. All right. That is all of our examples for today. You guys have some homework now. If you have any questions while you're doing homework or on this presentation, please feel free to ask.